Hello everyone, welcome to G's Kitchen. Hope you all are doing good and being safe. Today I'm going to show you all how I make Jaffna curry powder, which I use in most of my recipes. Come, let's get into the video and check out the ingredients and how to make it. I'm G from G's Kitchen. So here for the Sri Lankan curry powder, Jaffna curry powder, I have taken half a kg of dried red chilies. These are a bit spicy. For this half a kg of dried red chilies, I have taken half a kg of coriander seeds. And then it's about 200 grams of fennel seeds. You can use from 150 to 200 grams depending on your wish. And then 150 grams of cumin seeds. And also I have used about 130 grams of pepper. You can use about 100 to 150 grams, again according to your spicy level. Since my chilies are very spicy, I am taking about 130 grams only. And also I am using about 3/4 tablespoon of fenugreek seeds. You can use up to 1 tablespoon, and then a handful of curry leaves. Usually what we do in Sri Lanka is we used to wash these things and then allow it to dry in the sun, and then only we try to roast it. But since we are not in Sri Lanka and also we don't get more sunlight, what I do is I usually, whenever I buy the items itself, I make sure that I buy a good quality one so that it is clean, and then I just spread it out into a cloth and then just wipe it off. Because if I wash it, I will not be able to dry it and I cannot preserve it for so long. Only the curry leaves I will be just because anyway it will have some watery consistency in that, so I'll just wash it or I'll dry it overnight so that there is no water retention in the curry leaves. Now let's see, I'm going to dry roast each and every item here, and then we are going to grind it into a powder. And before dry roasting it, I have got prepared with this Tupperware, so that once roasted, I can straight away add it into it and then take it to the grinding mill to grind it into a powder. I have taken this vessel. If you have non-stick, you can choose to roast it in non-stick as well, but I would really recommend this type of a vessel so that it dry roasts nicely. I'm adding a little bit of oil just to prevent it from burning a lot so that we don't get smoke off. And usually in Sri Lanka what we do is we do all these things outside the kitchen, but here since we don't have that facility, make sure you on your exhaust fan if you are not in Sri Lanka and you don't have facilities to dry roast it outside. Now I have added the chilies, red chilies, and I have kept the flame in a very medium low flame, not too low and also not too high. So you have to keep on mixing this around, if not it will tend to burn from the bottom. We don't want any burning happening in this dry roasting process because it will give a bitterness to the whole recipe. And hence this is the curry powder. If curry powder gets bitter, the curries we make out of this will taste very bitter. So we have to be very careful. Use a timer, or until you get used to this, use a timer, I would suggest. So I'm going to show you the timings as well. Keep on turning it around, because all the seeds from the red chili they tend to go into the bottom and get burned very soon. Now you can see I have roasted the dried red chilies for about 9 minutes and 58 seconds. It's about 10 minutes, or you can even take 2-3 minutes earlier. And now I have switched off the flame completely and I'm going to Again dry roast it for another 1 or 2 minutes. So this should be the process. We just want all the dried red chilies to be hot, not to be a crisp mode. Just if they get hot, that's enough. We needed them to get heated up. After the red chilies, I'm going to add in the coriander seeds and start roasting it. Do not leave it as such. And I have roasted the coriander seeds for around 8 minutes. Same as the dried red chilies, I also have switched off the flame and I'm going to allow it to roast for another 1 or 2 minutes. Now you can see the consistency of the coriander seeds. It has to break as such. In this timings I am giving, we can preserve this for about 6 to 8 months. If you want to prolong it for a little bit further, you have to dry roast it little bit more. Now the coriander seeds are ready. Now I am going to add in the fennel. Fennel, cumin and pepper we can add together, but about 30 seconds apart you can add together and dry roast it. Just allow each ingredient to get a little bit of heat and then we add in the next ingredient. Now I am adding the cumin. Keep on mixing it, don't leave it as such. Once both got heated up, now I am adding in the pepper. While you are roasting this, you could hear a popping sound as well. I hope you all can hear it now. I have roasted it for about 7 minutes. Switch off the flame and roast it further for 1 or 2 minutes as usual. And make sure you never allow these items to sit on the vessel. It tends to burn in a fraction of a second. Now in goes the 3/4 tablespoon of fenugreek seeds. Fenugreek seeds, when you are roasting it, you have to be very careful because once the fenugreek seeds are burnt, then the whole recipe is gone. It will be tasting very bitter and you will never be able to use it in your curries. And also, I have seen many people, they use turmeric and they also try to roast it and then grind it. The turmeric, full turmeric, not the powdered one. But for me, I used to mix the turmeric powder with it. You can see you can hear the popping sound of the fenugreek as well. Be very careful. And within 1 or 2 minutes you can also switch off the flame and quickly take it out. You can see the change of the color. It will slightly change its color. At that time you will have to take it out. It's exactly about 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. You don't have to leave it more. Take it out quickly. Now that we have roasted everything, the final one left is the curry leaves, and this is the crucial part because as I said, there will be water retention in curry leaves, so we have to make sure that it is completely dried up. If not, you cannot preserve the curry powder for a long time. If you are doing it in a bulk, so for me as usual I do it at least for 6 to 8 months, or sometimes I even keep it for a year. It doesn't have any problem if we roast the ingredients in a proper timing. And also when you roast the curry leaf, be more careful. Some people, they also add cinnamon, cardamom and all the spices, but I don't add it because I use this curry powder for all the curries like fish curry, vegetable curries and chicken also. So I don't use any spices when I make this curry powder, but I make a separate powder for the chicken curry or meat curry, which is cinnamon, cardamom and all the spices. I just put together, roast it and grind it in my blender and keep it. I don't do it in a large batch also because I feel it loses its flavors if we do it in a large batch. So whenever I want, I do it in a very small quantity and use it. Especially we use those spices only for meat curries. So that's why I don't mix it with this Sri Lankan curry powder. You can see the curry leaves are getting done. You can see how dried now. You still have to roast it. You should be able to break it like this so that you are completely sure that it is done. Now I have added all the ingredients into the bucket, and I'm going to slowly cover it with another paper, but leave it for some time, at least 5 to 10 minutes. If not, it might get soaked up. And now I have grinded the chili powder. Usually the grinding mill, they grind it into a fine powder, but still I would recommend you to sieve it before you store it, because sometimes we might get some little bit of things that we need to throw away. We cannot add it into this curry powder, like we sometimes it doesn't get grinded completely or finely into a powder. So if we use the same thing in our curries, the curries will not be that thick, or it loses its consistency. So I would really suggest that we sieve it after we bring it from the grinding mill. And also there might be some uh, and also there might be some dirts in that, so it's better to sieve it. You can see those white things. I'm not sure what are those. Maybe the papers, or in the grinding machine there might be other things grinded, so it's better we grind it. You can see these are left over. We don't have to grind it again in the blender and sieve it. We can just throw it away. Now you can see the best quality homemade Sri Lankan curry powder is ready. We usually use this in northern and eastern parts of Sri Lanka. So make this at home and enjoy with your family and friends. Let me meet you with another interesting recipe. Thank you.